Hey everybody, and in this video I'm going to build a fire with nothing but my buck knife and a fire starter. So stay tuned and you'll find out if I would be warm tonight if I had to spend the night in the woods. I have a good hunting knife, but I didn't really have a good general bushcraft kind of knife. And I decided I'd buy one. I wanted to spend between $50 and $100, so I did some research and I decided to go with a buck knife. This is the 853 model. And it's my first time with it, and so far I like it. It fits nice. You can use the bottom as a hammer. It's really sharp. It's a good case to go with it. It's nice and tight. And I also, since I was getting one of those, I got myself a new fire starter here. Swiss Safe it's made by. It's got a whistle on it and a compass. That seems kind of gimmicky to me, but I guess it doesn't hurt to have it there, and see how it works. If I was in a survival situation, the first thing I would do is clear a spot. I'm not going to build a huge fire. I just want to practice and make sure I can get one done. So I'm just going to clear a little spot of snow. You want the ground to be as dry as possible, so starting a fire on snow is not really a good idea. And then, I didn't really plan this out at all. Did you catch that? Don't walk with your knife in your hand. I almost stabbed myself in the neck. If this had been a real survival situation, I would have cleared a much larger working area for myself, and I would have put down a layer of larger branches to keep my new fire up off the frozen ground that would just suck the heat out of, and I would have definitely had a lot more other wood ready to go. So this piece is dead, but it's not rotted. It's still actually a little green on the outside. Just scrape off the outer layer, get to the inside, got some good dry wood, peel off some shavings. This knife is nice, I like it. Yeah, this is a good knife. So I'm taking my shavings and I'm just going to kind of grind them up a little bit to make them smaller. I should have made a better work area here. But let's try it, see what happens. collected some of this real fine bark off a cedar that had just come down that I found. I think this will do nicely for me. If I can get a spark going. Let's see how we do. Almost. Got some smoke, that's a good sign. Come on, baby. So, not much of a fire. I didn't really collect up enough little branches and stuff to keep it going. Plus it's on the bare ground, which is soaking wet. But I have flame, and it's nice to know that if I'm in a survival situation, I can build a fire with nothing but my buck knife and a fire starter. So not much of a fire, but I didn't really want to get anything big going anyway. I'm just going to bury it all. I probably still got some embers going down there. I have fire. I would call that a success. Wonder if those will burn. So that's that. I'm gonna call it a success. All that hard work. I'm just gonna put it back out. Found some coyote tracks on my way in. It snowed last night, so I'm guessing these are from overnight. I mean, yesterday afternoon.
You can see the claws. Oh, right down there. A couple claw marks. They're not real visible because of the snow. See if I can find a good track. There's one. There's a good track right there. He was going two directions. But I also have bunny tracks, and there's also quite a bit of deer tracks around here. A lot happens in your backyard you don't even notice.
So that's it for today's video. The Swiss Safe fire starter worked as expected. I did gouge into it a little bit, just trying to play around. You're supposed to be able to take off some magnesium on here, some shavings. So I was just kind of playing with that to see how it worked. I think if I was in a real survival situation, I really would have cut a lot of it up just to make sure. But it definitely does its job. It definitely throws some sparks. My buck knife, I would say that's a success too. I'm glad I got this knife. It cut up very well. Still seems to have a good edge on it. So I like that too. Don't wait until you're in the woods in a survival situation to start a fire. Today I've got really good conditions, so I got lucky. Chances are if I'm in a survival situation out in the woods, it's not going to be this lucky. It's going to be rainy, it's going to be cold, it's going to be way harder than this. So get out in the woods and practice so you're ready, so if something bad does happen. And there's plenty of tracks on the ground. So if you want to get into tracking more, now's a good time to do it with some fresh snow on the ground. Get out in the woods and try not to push the deer too hard. It's winter time, it's their roughest time of year, so I wouldn't recommend really hitting it hard, but get out there and just look at some tracks and see what they're eating and what they're browsing, and not really trying to find the deer. Just try to read his tracks and see what you can learn from it. Until next time, enjoy the woods.